Hey everyone, this is Wet Slicks. We're back on TT Ironman Riding the Edge 3 for another video. Today we're going to start our career mode. I thought it would be fun to go through the entire career that you have to go through in this game, the kind of progression building up to the TT at the end, 4 laps for the super sports. And it is going to be a super sport career mode that we're going to do first, and then maybe build up to the super bikes and do that as well. And we're going to be using the Yamaha just because I don't like it as much, and I think it will be good for me to just ride this bike a little bit more. It always seems to be do quite well on the leaderboards, but also I think it's going to slow us down slightly, which probably we're going to need even with the AI at 100% difficulty. So this is the machine that we're going to be using. Of course, it's not upgraded at all, which we are going to have to remedy. So we'll be sort of slowly upgrading the bike as we get a few points, upgrade points of during the course of the career mode. Just setting up the bike here for our first events. So we'll go into this. This is Ian Hutchinson's machine from 2022, which I'm pretty sure he never actually got to ride. I think he had an injury maybe that year. I don't think that was the year he had his big injury, but something prevented him from riding in 2022. So we're gonna give this a go and have a look on the map, go into our first event, and I think it'll be qualifying and then race, qualifying, race, qualifying, race, and so on. So we'll go into our first qualifying session now and see how we do. So this is our first event that we're going to have to do here in our career mode. This is Northeast Course Section 1 to qualify for the first race. Of course, there are 8 events, 8 qualifying sessions and 8 races before we then have our qualifying for the TT and the TT race itself. So we'll go into this now. As I said, AI is at 100%, physics are on intermediate, and this is something that I find funny in this game as well, is that so the first session on a qualifying is free practice, which I always just skip because you don't need to do it. It doesn't really add anything. I kind of know a lot of these courses pretty well. Having said that, I would say our main aim today and for all of this career mode is to crash as little as possible. I'm just trying to get the settings set up there, the anti-wheelie on 1. Northeast course, not one I've done for a while, as we get very close to the gravel there on the side of the track. Side of the road, it's not really a track. I remember this bit being very windy through here. And you come up here with a big braking point somewhere up here. Here it is. Oh, wrestle the bike around that. Probably shouldn't have got to first. This is windy through here as well. Yeah, it's going to be interesting using this Yamaha, especially not upgraded. This thing is going to be slow. I think the AI normally scales pretty well. That's really difficult there to know where to brake. This is super windy, super slow through here. And the bike just isn't leaning very quickly at all. Super slow through there, and then you kind of get to open up a little bit here, go up a couple of gears, and it's short-lived because then you've got another big braking point there, and back onto the TT. And I think the last time that I did anything on the Northeast course was probably when I was doing my guides for the different courses. I rode them quite a lot then. This is end of Soldier Straight. I think I remember the Northeast course being pretty forgiving compared to something like the Laxey course is just diabolical. We'll probably have to contend with that a little bit, especially in the wet. Some of these courses are absolutely diabolical. It's going to be interesting here. I feel very, very slow at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how the AI are comparing behind us. My plan for these videos is to do qualifying session and a race each video. This is a nice straight through here. I'd say it's straight. It's not very straight, but you can keep the throttle pinned, especially on the Supersports. And normally drop a couple of gears here. Fourth, braking a little bit. Just sort of losing a bit of speed then for that nice corner there. Churchtown, I believe this is. And this is the K tree coming up on the left. But it's like blue padding on somewhere there. There it is on the left there. I can hear maybe another rider behind us somewhere. You can absolutely tell as well I'm not at like full pace, really not pushing the bike, as we got a horrible line through there. Normally you can carry a lot more speed. This corner we're going to try to just keep it pinned up 3/4 of the way through this part of the circuit. And we've had a crash already. Oh, that isn't good. That's probably going to add another 10 seconds to our time. We'll keep going here. We were right at the end. I don't know what happened with the bike there. Just leant it over and it went on me. Almost felt like we were in realistic settings for a brief moment. And you can see there's a rider or a couple of riders there behind us as well, which probably doesn't bode well for the time. I need to remember the bike is very unstable when you haven't got it upgraded, because as you upgrade the chassis and the front forks, you gain a huge amount of stability. I think it's maybe 1 or 2 upgrades into the chassis, you start upgrading the front stability, I believe it is. And then, yeah, on the springs, then I think it's like the 4th upgrade just suddenly gives you 100%. Oh, and again, yeah, it's just leaning over there, leaning over on the bike is not doing anything for us as we've messed up the AI and run someone over there. Just because we were right in the way as we were respawning. Spawned us back into the course. We've done 4:50. Yeah, 20 seconds. Jeez, behind Dom Herbertson there. So we are going to have another crack at it. We will try again. So maybe we'll just do this qualifying for this first video. Just as I'm getting used to the bike as well as another thing. I'm super not used to using this Yamaha. I'm much more likely to find me on the Triumph. I just need to try and get a bit more speed around some of these corners. It just doesn't help that I don't know this part of the course very well. That was better through there, wasn't it? A little bit more confident anyway that we're out of that sort of northeast section back onto the TT, at least know this a little bit better, and I kind of know the tendency of this bike a bit more now that it just wants to low side. There's really low speeds. Look at the speed difference as well from when you have the bike fully upgraded, you know, hitting near 180. This thing's like doing 140. So we desperately need some upgrades on this thing. Came into this career mode with 18 upgrade points, so I'll try not to use those just to make it fair, as if we're coming into this completely fresh. Come on, we can get through here a bit faster, can't we? Yeah, get a line through there. Feels very easy to thread a line through that bit on the Supersports and the Superbikes. You've just got so much more power, so much more speed, it's really difficult. Even this little right-hand kink to keep the throttle completely pinned. I think, yeah, the lack of speed is kind of throwing me off as well, because the bike's not upgraded. Just used to coming up to some of these corners and just chucking the bike in full speed, or braking a bit earlier on some of the slower speed stuff. And just try not to drop it on the last corner. Like an idiot. There we go. And we're still only third. Jeez. Oh, so we've ended up 7th. And I felt like that was a half decent lap as well. I didn't make any massive mistakes. Obviously, there was an opportunity there to do better, but we've secured ourselves our first 25 upgrade points, which are going to go straight on tyres. Tends to be where I spend my upgrade points first. So just because the higher upgrades with this... Oh, I said I wouldn't go into those 18 points, didn't I? That's 16. That would be 1 point over what we should be spending. But yeah, as you're upgrading your tires, you get more grip, dry grip bonus, and you get a bonus in the wet as well, which is super useful because it's very low grip in the wet. You get better temperature in the tires, better heat duration in the tires as well. Don't know really how big a difference that makes, but so these front suspensions we also want to upgrade because it's only at the top one you get 100% front stability bonus. The chassis gives you the rear stability, and it's from the second upgrade in you get a 20% bonus. So that's pretty good. Maybe we'll spend another 10 upgrade points on that. So we've got slightly better tires and chassis now, which hopefully is going to put us in good stead going into the race. Let's have a quick look at what the race is going to be. It's going to be mountain course section 3, which should be very good for us because I feel like I know the mountain course a lot better than some of the others. So we will do that with the next video. But for the moment, I hope you've enjoyed this start to the career mode, and we will continue onwards and upwards.